Hey guys, figured I'd make a video on the most optimal perks for every legend because I know the new perk system with the release of Season 20 was not really confusing, but a lot of people didn't really understand the core mechanics of most of the abilities, so I figured that I'd take the time out of my way to make a video designated to what every perk is useful for and which perk you should be picking for every legend. So let's not hesitate and get right into it. First off, I'm going to start by going through every single legend category from Assault, Skirmisher, Recon, Support, and then Controller. First off, starting with Bang. When you open your perk menu, you're greeted with 4 different perks, 2 for each tier, 2 being level 2, and then 2 being level 3 when you get to Purple. So from level 1 to 2 shields, you have either C ordnances, so like grenades through walls, or on death boxes, or you can choose reduce ult cooldown by a minute. The best cooldown, or the best option to pick for this one is definitely the cooldown. Grenades don't really matter. You can find them basically anywhere. They're really easy to find. So I would definitely go with the ult cooldown. Ult cooldown is just better overall because you can fight more as well. Since the bang ult is originally 4 minutes, I'm pretty sure. So reducing it to 3 minutes is definitely a game changer. And then for the level 3, these perks aren't bad. They're both alright. I'd definitely say that the regenerate HP while inside smoke isn't as OP as everyone thought it would be. I think it's just alright. It's not the best. So I would just go with the auto ping enemies who trigger double time because it kind of tells you where they are for a really long time, for about 10 seconds at a time. It's really not bad. I would definitely choose that one though over the refuge. I think the refuge is like a waste. You barely regenerate any health. Here, for example, I'll show you. HP that you regenerate is really slow as well. It's only regenerating while you're in the smoke. The smoke starts to dissipate and the regeneration stops, so I'd definitely say it's just not really worth it. See, that wasn't that much health that I gained. About 20 HP. Not even 20, I'd say 15, maybe 16. Alright, well, moving on to Fuse. We have the choice of either C ordnances. Once again, some of these are just copy paste, so it's not really the greatest. So with this, you don't really need this for Fuse. Like I said, grenades are super easy to find, so they're not really a problem. I would definitely take this, because compared to how it normally is with the Fuse ult, see, right? Pick up armor, walk through Fuse ult, you get slowed. And this is just terrible. Visual clutter, you're slowed, you can't move forever, and you take 75 damage out of red. Now if I get a red and get this, now if we do this with the perk, still like the visual clutter, but nothing. Literally nothing out of it. You don't even end up taking 2 full bars of shield off, so not even 50 shield. I'm just running through the ult. 35. You can run through perfectly. Now this is where it gets tricky. For level 3, it's either take 25% less explosive damage or short speed boost on successful knuckle cluster hit. I'd say for Fuse, I wouldn't say you take this. I think this is the better perk for sure, the knuckle hustler. Short speed boost on successful knuckle cluster hit is pretty easy to do. I mean, most of the time you shoot knuckle clusters at anything. Knuckle clusters have some magnetism to them, if you don't know. They sometimes just lock onto targets without you even having to aim at them. Like I've shot knuckle clusters at walls and it'll go around the wall and hit the person. So it's definitely best to get that. I mean, here I can show, for example, dummies. The speed boost like this is just crazy. Like you just have movement with Fuse. Oh, I missed on that time. Oh, well, they hit technically, so. And it's anytime you get a hit. So that's actually a lot more OP than I realized at first. So anytime you hit someone with a knuckle cluster, you get a speed boost. Which is actually really, really good. Moving on to Ash. You either have call out number squads within 150 meters after a squad wipe, or using passive tracks enemy position on map for 60 seconds. Now this is preference, because both these abilities are actually really great. So I'd say this is preference. If you prefer knowing where teams are, or if you prefer knowing where someone is for longer, having full like tracking on them, I definitely suggest this one. If you want to know like if there's a third party coming in while you're fighting a team after you squad wipe them, I would definitely pick this one. It's just super preference on how you play. Different play styles like would play out differently with these. And then for the purple, it's either arc snare duration is tripled and can catch multiple enemies, or you gain an extra arc snare charge. Now see, with this, a lot of people don't understand is that when they say arc snare duration and world is tripled, it means while the arc snare is on the ground. So showing, for example, this is what it's normally like on the ground in world. It's not bad. But then when you swap out and then pick this, oh,
an upgrade has been selected. Put you in a bind.
It lasts way longer. Way longer. So giving way more opportunity for people to actually get stuck in the snare. Actually has a little countdown too. And then with the gain an arc snare charge, it's basically the same arc snare. You just gain another one. You don't get it on immediately, like immediate purchase with the perk. You have to wait. So it's like you basically just threw an arc snare and you're waiting for another one. So that's the only bad part about that. But this is preference as well, I'd say. I'd say Ashes is all preference. Would you rather have an arc snare that could catch more than one people and it's like stuck to the ground for longer, or would you rather have two? I'd say two. But I mean, like I said, it's preference, so it's definitely up to you. And for the Maggie players, I think this one's pretty obvious. The auto reload shotgun on knock for blue, or the fireball. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't think anyone should be picking this. Auto reload shotguns on knocks is not really ideal. I mean, especially if you have a gold bolt. I mean, maybe if that's how you are, but I definitely say the fireball, because I mean, just look at the normal Maggie ball. Look at the fireball. Like, how could you choose anything over this? This is just an insane ability to have. I mean, it's literally just truly crazy that this is a blue. Like, you should always be picking this, in my opinion. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Level 3, the big drill and the drill slinger are both really good to have. Drill slinger gives you 2 drills, but it's reduced by 25%. So the drill lasts 25% less than it used to, which I'm pretty sure is around like 3 seconds. It's around like 3 to 4 seconds less than how it normally would, compared to the big drill, where the big drill is just 10 times bigger. I'll show this for a reference. This is the big drill. Now see, it's the same thing with Ash that it is with this one. You don't gain the drill automatically. You have to wait for it. It's going to be on cooldown. So if I were you, I would most likely upgrade to the big drill, because the bigger drill is better, and if you can push people into small spaces, this drill will just do damage. I mean, it'll just farm everybody. But I mean, if you don't like that, then you can obviously go with the double drill. The double drill definitely isn't bad. It just takes a little bit. And here's the duration with the double drill. Kind of goes away quick. It still lasts a decent amount of time. That's not bad. Alright, moving on to Ballistic. Now, if you play Ballistic, I'm sorry, but this character just really isn't the greatest, so I can't confirm if these perks are the best, but, I mean, this is just Care Pack Insight. It's just becoming a skirmisher class. I mean, we don't really... It's not really the greatest, and then ammo vision is just ammo types and death boxes. I'd definitely go with this one, because this is pretty bad. I don't think I'd know anyone who needs to see the ammo types and death boxes. I think you'll be fine without it. To be fair, ammo's literally everywhere. So if there's heavy ammo that you need, just look for heavy. You'll be able to find it. So I definitely think this is the most useful.
I have a new upgrade.
And then now with this one, same thing with Ash, you either gain a smart bullet charge or smart bullet duration in the world is tripled. The same thing that I talked about with Ash applies to this. Bullet, when it lands on the ground, lasts way longer, but does not last. The effect does not last longer when a person touches it. So I'd say the best is probably to have double. Because the fact that you can just stun someone twice with this is definitely better in my opinion than trying to just hit someone once. Because this perk depends on you missing and hitting the ground. So I think it's kind of a meh perk. Moving on to the skirmisher class, we have Pathfinder.
Here I come, back from the
Either ring console or survey beacon. Either or of these are good, depending on how you like to play, would suit your playstyle. So this one is just truly preference. And then this one, level 3, is actually really good. So you can either get grapple cooldown reset on knock, or you can get 25% less damage while riding energized ziplines. Now if you're an aggressive Pathfinder who's good at going in and confirming kills, I'd definitely say choose this. But if you're not that confident in your skill and you want to just use Pathfinder for rotates for team, I'd definitely say this.
I've chosen an upgrade, and it's ready. It's
Energized zipline also is like really bright blue. Nothing really changes about it other than just the color. So the speed's still the same and everything. The range is still the same, which is nice. Other than that, moving on from Pathfinder onto Wraith. Wraith has the Sixth Sense. So the passive warns you when nearby squad count increases, or you can have reduced tactical cooldown by 5 seconds. Now this, personally, from how much I've played Wraith this season, which hasn't been a lot, I've enjoyed Sixth Sense more than the tactical cooldown, because a lot of this is just tactical. Like both of these are tactical, and this one focuses on portal. So I'd say personally Sixth Sense. But I mean, I'm a ranked player, so of course I want to know when there's more teams in the area for third parties. I want to be smart with my fights. But if you're playing pubs, and it doesn't really matter, I'd definitely say tactical cooldown. Because just being able to queue all the time is just nice. And then for the level 3, I'd say the most optimal is the fast phase. The portal cooldown for the ultimate doesn't really matter because you don't really use the ult that much. It's mainly just the Q. That's the whole appealing part of Wraith's kit.
Ready. Time to make a choice.
And the windup is actually really good compared to like normally. This is normal, which is a big difference compared to how old Wraith was. Yeah, this is a big difference. Moving on to Octane. Oh, this is where it gets tricky. Ooh, new Octane heirloom. I mean, new Octane heirloom animation. I've never seen this before. It's either... Okay, so your level 1 to 2 perks are either take 25% less stim damage or 25% less explosive damage. Now, this... I see this as a pretty useless perk because I don't know many people that just get hit by grenades a lot, but I mean, it does happen every once in a while. But I think for Octane, you definitely want this one. 25% less stim damage is pretty big improvement. I mean, it's not even a bar of your health anymore, so it's actually pretty good. You know, for all the Octane mains that love stimming themselves to death, yeah, you definitely need this perk. Definitely need this perk. So you don't stim yourself to death. Please, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it happening with my randoms. And then for level 3, now this is just totally preference. Again, Octane's a fun character. You can still play him in ranked. I'd definitely say pubs though, but I mean, it's not bad. Now with this, I'd say if you're a controller player who likes movement off pads, you should get this. So basically with the jump pad, you can change direction with it. But if you're an M&K player who already plays Octane, I don't think you need this. I think having the double jump pad charge is nice. And you can also have them charge at the same time. It's like if I go to this charge tower, I can hold both ults at the same time, which I think that's really OP. Look at that, 2 jump pads. Jump pad here. You know, a little quick rotation, throw another jump pad, slide into it, and then boom. Oh, into the third one. Perfect rotate. But yeah, this one's just all preference. I'd definitely say if you're a controller, click this one because it gives you more mobility. You can maybe feel like more like M&K movement. Moving on to Revenant. Revenant is a character for sure. He's already broken as it is, so these abilities just make him even more broken. So either you can choose between tactical cooldown by 5 seconds. All these are really good, by the way, so it doesn't really matter what you pick. So cooldown by 5 seconds, or call out number of squads within 150 meters after squad wipe. same thing as Ash, copy paste ability. I'd definitely go with this one. But if you really are all about just leaping on everybody you see on Revenant, then I'd definitely choose this one. And then either for 3, you can choose total shadow pounce charge time is reduced by 20%. So it takes you less time to shadow pounce. So you can do it quicker, or you can choose to have shadow pounce cooldown reset on knock. Personally, I'd choose this because all you have to do is just take a fight, kill someone in your ult, and then you get your pounce back. You just get it back whenever, so I think it's more convenient. Moving on to Horizon. Unfortunately, Horizon, as OP as she's been, has just been not just blessed at all. They have made her worse, and these perks don't really do anything. You can either have Big Bang, so you can see ordinances like grenades through walls, which very useless. Never pick this. It's literally terrible, I promise you. Or you can have Battery Collection, which shows the battery count on death boxes, which is kind of helpful. So I would definitely choose this one. Shows just a number of how many batteries in the battery logo above a death box. And then for level 3, you have either reduced tactical cooldown by 5 seconds or ultimate cooldown by 30 seconds. Now this is just preference. I'd definitely say the tactical cooldown because they nerfed the tactical going into the season. So by default, without a gold helmet, by throwing your Q, you have to end up waiting a total of 24 seconds. And with the gold helmet, it's 20 seconds. So if you choose this, it would go back to its original state of 20 seconds, which isn't bad. The ultimate cooldown by 30 seconds, I don't think it's that much. I don't think it's really like that game changing, so I wouldn't pick it. But if you really do want your ult back, then you could go for it, to be honest. Moving on to Valk. Now, Valk is a very interesting character, to say the least. Valk has been meta before, and I think with the perk system, it has finally allowed her to be meta. Most of her perks are actually pretty good. So, on the level 1 to 2, you have launch 15% higher with Skyward Dive, or increased horizontal jetpack speed and acceleration. All these perks basically revert her to old Valk. So, by choosing the launch 15% higher with Skyward Dive, this is how much value you're getting out of it.
Alert 5. Valkyrie on station. We are go for burn. Go for burn.
So you basically get above that target just a little bit.
Located in your seat pocket. Just avoid bullets. You'll be fine. Now for the right choice. And I'm back in the game. Wings out.
Let's try it again, but with the 15% higher.
Upgrade the Alert 5. Valkyrie on station. We are go for burn. Go for burn. For those traveling with small children, this is a blood sport.
This you
What's wrong?
definitely get more height with. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it definitely feels like a lot. You get a lot more value with Valk now. But then other than that,
Back from
checking out the other one,
All right.
jetpack handling actually isn't a bad choice either.
It'll blow your hair out. Wings up.
Feels very clean and very fast. It feels very smooth again, essentially. So having the handling isn't the worst option. You could honestly go for either, and it wouldn't be that bad. And then either field tank by 25%, or modify missile swarm pattern from 4x3 to 3x5, which here's the current missile pattern. And then here's the current missile pattern with the upgrade. Which isn't bad, but it's definitely odd, to say the least. I'm not used to it. Not seeing this pattern before. I don't think it's that effective, but I definitely think that the best one to choose, I mean, this is preference, but I definitely advise choosing the jetpack fuel. Just because the jetpack is something you use more than the missiles. Missiles don't do that much for you. Anyways, moving on to Recon, Bloodhound. Bloodhound has an interesting set. Unfortunately, they have locked the White Raven charge ultimate by 25% when activated behind the perk system. So before this season, Bloodhound was able to scan the White Ravens and get 25% charge per scan on the ult. But now it's been locked behind the perk wall, which sucks. But I mean, this one you should be choosing most of the time, unless you want to choose tactical cooldown. Because the thing is with the Raven is you won't get this White Raven unless people are not nearby. But when people are nearby, you won't be getting the Raven at all. So it's nice to have when you kill a team and Ravens spawn, but near the end game part where you're like clustered up with a bunch of other teams, you get no value out of it. So I would choose to reduce tactical cooldown by 5 seconds because this is something you'll permanently have the whole game. Which Bloodhound scan is 25 seconds, and when you reduce it by 5, it'll be 20 seconds on cooldown. 25 seconds, you reduce it by 5, it's only 20 seconds, which is just amazing. 20 seconds on scan. Now this is one that I know a lot of people didn't get. Taste the Blood. 25% HP on Nox while ultimate is active. It sounds like a good perk, but it's really not the best because you have to be in your ult and you have to be flesh and you have to take flesh damage. It does not heal shield at all. And then this one, Odin's Glare, doubled the duration of the tactical full body highlight. So essentially what this does is the scan stays the same. The scan length isn't any longer. It's the body highlight. The diamond in the middle of it does not change. The diamond is the same as it always will be. But the scan on it, scan outlining the body, will stay for longer than it did before. Here, for example, you see that highlight? The highlight of the body showing the exact movements is on there for longer than it is before. So essentially for Bloodhound, the optimal choice is this one, in my opinion, because this perk is just useless. Doesn't really help. It's very, very niche. Moving on to Crypto. Crypto's is kind of a no-brainer right off the start. You either have reduce tactical cooldown by 10 seconds or reduce ultimate cooldown by 30 seconds. Now with Crypto, his ultimate is everything, essentially. And I know you can argue that his drone is as well, but his ultimate is what you get the most like fighting value out of. So picking this is a no-brainer. Now between this and deploying the drone calls out squads in the area, it's not bad. But compared to the other perk of increase the Neuralink and EMP range by 25%, this is definitely better. The EMP range increased by 25% makes it enormous, and the Neuralink, meaning that your drone can fly further. You position the drone in a spot like this. I'll show both EMP ranges, so that way you know. This is the normal EMP range. Quite big. Not bad for a normal EMP, but when you pick this, the EMP becomes an enormous just bubble, a huge blue bubble. Like, I don't know. I can't see anyone picking this when this is an option. You can fly your drone further and you end up being able to EMP wider. Let's see. I mean, just look how much value you get out of this. Look how far away I am. 130 meters from the drone. The drone not once has started glitching on me. Let's see. This is the furthest I can get. Wait, I can keep going. There we go. Look at that. 221 meters to the drone. That's wild distance that you get with this perk. Alright, moving on to Seer. Seer has once again not been blessed. Thank God. Seer meta would be terrible. I know everyone's playing Seer because the challenges for the flatline skin. But if you actually still do main Seer, you're the best ones. Long view, definitely the best one. This reverts Seer to half of the old self, so it's not bad. Gives you back your 75 meters with the Q and the scan, which is nice. And then when it comes down to the perp, increase throw range of the ult by 20 meters. Let's be honest, you don't really need to chuck it like you're Tom Brady. You'll be fine without the 20 meters. You can use the tactical scan duration by 1.5 seconds. This one just helps. I definitely think it's just more, it's definitely personal preference, but the scan duration is just better because it helps not only you, but your team as well. Anything team oriented should obviously be used. I mean, just look at that. You still get the body scan on him too. That is crazy. Moving on to Vantage. Vantage is alright, but these perks are kind of obvious as well. If you do play Vantage, you're the best ones. You either have Ring Console, or ultimate accelerants grant 2 bullets. It's definitely, I'd definitely say the ult accels are definitely the better choice. Ring console's not bad, but you have to unlock level 2 before you can even hit it, so you can't hit a ring console early game at all, essentially. So I'd go with the ultimate accelerants grant 2 bullets. So that way you have 4 every time, because ult accels normally grant you 2 bullets already. And then you have either the improved tactical double jump, or you can refresh tactical on hits with ultimate, which I think this is just OP. Think about it this way. Peel away, jump down. Oh, your sniper. Shoot the dummy. Oh, okay, well, it doesn't work on the dummies in the range, but you get the gist of it. Hit the dummy. Get your tactical back, you Q away again. You just keep repeat over and over and over and over. I just think that's the best one that you can choose by far. And moving on to support. We have Gibby. They have shots, auto reload, shotguns, on knock. Once again, useless perk in my opinion. That's just me though. Don't come for my don't come for my neck, please, if you're a shotgun player. You can have revive allies to 50 HP. I definitely think this is the most optimal you want. Now with this, for level 3, it depends on what you want. You can either have reduced tactical size and cooldown by 25%, or you can have increased tactical lifetime by 4 seconds. Now I'd say if you're a player who would rather have the bubble back quicker, I'd say choose baby bubble. The tactical size really isn't reduced by that much. The throw distance is slightly decreased though, which is either a bug or it is on purpose. It's very noticeable though, so just keep that in mind. This is the baby bubble compared to the actual bubble. Which normal is definitely nice to have because this thing is just enormous. Then going on to the bigger bubble. Oh wait, no. Increase tactical lifetime by 4. Ooh, I can't speak. Increase tactical lifetime by 4 seconds. Same bubble, same size, nothing with it. Just the bubble lasts longer. Wow. That actually lasts really freaking long. Yeah, that's actually not bad. That's actually really, really not bad. Moving on to Lifeline. Lifelines, these are pretty obvious. If you're not choosing these, I think you're a little bit crazy for this. Increase Lifeline revive speed by 20%, or reduce tactical cooldown by 10 seconds. You don't need this. Trust me. You don't need this. You want this. The revive speed by 20% is probably the best thing out of any character. No other character has this, I'm pretty sure. Just Lifeline. And then for level 3, you can either gain a self-revive, or Lifeline Care Pack turns into an actual supply drop. So you can get like red weapons. You can get Kraber, Eva, Wingman, or you could get a bow. Which I think this is infinitely better than the self-res, because the moment that you all 3 die, everyone's going straight for the Lifeline. And I think regardless of you even people knowing you have a self-revive, people are just going to be going for the Lifeline because they assume every Lifeline will pick self-revive. So I just think the care pack is better because you get more value out of it. You can literally call down a legit care package. You have a 25% chance at any of the guns, since there's 4 of them. Let's see, this care pack, for example, if this were a real game, I would have a Kraber. Kraber 4 to 10 and a bet. I just think this is just so much better than just the self-res, because self-res will get you thirsted instantly every single time, and trust me, I know you don't want to be the first one thirsted every single time. Mirage is something else. Mirage's perks are allies are revived with the health regen up to 75 HP, which is actually very, very good, or gain an ult decoy and reduce ult cooldown by 30 seconds. So essentially, you can quite literally add a decoy onto your ult, and your ult comes back in like 30 seconds almost. Like, I mean, just look at that. Dropping the gold helmet, just look at that cooldown. It goes up 3% every single time. So you could just straight up do this over and over and over and over again. And I mean, with literally me just talking, the ult is already back almost. I mean, this is just an insane perk. All Mirage mains must be just loving this. Look at that, another ult. Another ult. It's already at 3%, almost 10% already. And with gold helmet, it's even quicker. Look at that. It's 4%. 4% every single second with the gold helmet. So literally me just talking for 30 seconds and the ultimate is back already. I mean, just look at this. This is just so good. I'm about to have ult again. I just popped it 30 seconds ago, just constantly ulting. This is just amazing. And it adds a decoy to the ult, so the ult is even bigger now. And then going on to level 3, I have gain a decoy charge. You can have both active at once, or you can refresh tactical on successful bamboozles. This one is definitely the strongest, because you can just spam bamboozles along with your ult, and it's just amazing. The two charges might not be as bad as well.
Hey, a new upgrade. Spiffy. Is that
A lot of bamboozling with Mirage. I definitely say Mirage has come a long way since Season 1 when he first came out. And he was, yeah, not really the best, let's just say. Anyways, moving on to Loba.
I couldn't leave so many treasures behind.
They have increased ultimate range by 25% or increased tactical height and range. Keep in mind, this is the normal tactical height and range. Not bad. But this is the upgraded tactical height and range.
My claws with that new upgrade.
Definitely better. I mean, just look at that height you can get with the bracelet. Look at that.
Throwing jump drive.
You can actually throw that. Loba can throw it now. Now for level 3, either get reduced tactical cooldown by 5 seconds, or Loba can take an extra item from the black markets. I definitely say with Loba, you'd want to get this and then get an extra item from the black market. But keep in mind, when you get this, it is only Loba. Only Loba has access to all 3 slots. All the other characters still have access to 2. I wanted this, all this, 3 items. But if you don't really want to do like that and be selfish, then you should get the tactical cooldown by 5 seconds. Just playing around your tactical is definitely the best to do, but I'd say as well looting is just as important, so I'd say both of those are actually really important to have. So it's really just a perspective on which one you want. It's really just in-game scenario. Moving on to Newcastle.
Newcastle has returned to
You have either mobile shield segment gains 250 HP or increased mobile shield speed. I'd say the mobile shield speed's not bad, but it's a little too fast. The mobile shield, when you upgrade it to this, gives you 1000 HP. Because it is currently already at 750. So if you add this, this makes it 1000, which I think is OP. But I mean, the Swift Shield isn't bad either. I mean, just look at that thing. That is way too fast for anyone. No one's zooming that fast around. And then with level 2, you have allies are revived with health regen up to 75 HP, which isn't bad, but it's a blue perk on Mirage, so I think it's better to pick on Mirage if you're going to do it. Like, if you really want this, I'd definitely say just play Mirage at this point, pick that perk, because you get it quicker. Or you can choose plus 250 castle wall HP and extended energy barrier duration to 2 minutes. I mean, just look at this thing. Goodness. Okay, that was definitely longer than I thought it would be. I forgot that it adds 2 minutes on to, like, I think the 30 seconds it already has. I mean, here's the preview of the 250 HP. Oh, one Havoc clip, no mag doesn't even, it barely breaks half. Wow, it takes 3 clips from the no mag Havoc to break 1 wall. Unfortunately, it's still a 2 tap, 2 melee. So that sucks. But I mean, if someone's shooting it at least, so I'll take them a while to get through if they're shooting, but if they're punching, maybe not so much. Moving on to Conduit. Conduits is either battery count shown on death boxes, or each ultimate jammer's damage radius is increased by 10%. This is definitely what you want. Actually, I'm pretty sure that the radiant jammer or the the radiant jammer, the jammer's damage radius increased by 10% actually bugs it out.
Chosen an
And
upgrade.
when I counter it all, you can see it, right? Goes up. It's actually a little bugged right now, and you can't really see it. I've noticed myself, I've run into it. This barrier right here is a little incorrect. It goes out a little bit further, so you can't really see how big it gets, but it gets even bigger. I think it's a visual bug at the moment, unfortunately. But it's actually definitely the best choice for the blue tier. And for this one, now this is what I've experimented with the most, is Conduit's Q is really good when you have a... Alright, hold on. That's gonna get annoying.
I never say no to an upgrade.
So when it comes to having a gold helmet, this is heavily dependent on RNG, like hoping you don't get this like uplock, or hoping you don't get this upgrade unlocked early game. Having the 2 Qs is nice, but keep in mind they only heal 50, so it's a fraction of this heal, essentially. I definitely say get the two heals if you have gold helmets. So that way at least you can have it fast and it's convenient. But if you don't ever find a gold helmet before you get the level 3, I definitely say increase the tactical range by 10 meters, because I'm pretty sure the tactical range is already around 60. So by getting it from 60 to 70 is definitely a lifesaver for sure.
Conduit.
Moving on to the last class, controller,
Control
Caustic.
death. It does not control me.
Caustic has either increased tactical throw range by 75% or increased ultimate area of effect by 50%. Now, I'm not gonna lie, unless you want to be LeBron James with Caustic, throwing your barrels across the court, you're definitely in this situation wanting to pick the bigger ult. I mean, just look at this. This is the normal ult size.
Noxious gas deployed. I still see everything.
Pretty big, not bad. I can go up here to show for contrast. Pretty big area of effect, not bad.
I've enhanced my methods with a new upgrade.
Well, this is it with the 50% increase, which is just overpowered.
Breathe it in.
I mean, just look at that. Oh my goodness, it reaches from here to here. Look at that whole area of effect. It goes in here, everywhere. I think the visuals with this are kind of bugged at the moment too, because it looks like it doesn't affect much, but it definitely does. Moving on to level 2. Regenerate HP while enveloped in Nox gas, or Nox vision persists longer. Now this is totally preference, but I'd say that you'd be better off with the Nox gas increased vision rather than the healing, because the healing is very underwhelming. Just look at this healing. This is so slow. It goes away so fast. You can see the Nox vision normally. Goes away pretty fast, right? But when you get the increased, how long it stays for, and it's a nice green highlight. It stays for actually really long and then goes away. It's really nice. I definitely think this is the best option. Nox vision persisting for longer. Moving on to Watson.
I feel recharged.
Now, Watson, I used to play a ton of. So this is already, some of this stuff is already a no-brainer for me. Revive allies to 50 HP, or Pylon intercept spawns arc stars. Now, per enemy thrown object, or just anything that is destructible, will get destroyed by the gen. So if you throw a Maggie Ball, Bang Smokes, grenades, you throw Gibiel or Caustical at it, it'll destroy it and turn it into an arc star. There's no cap to the amount of arc stars you can get. You have to pick up 5 arc stars before it can start spawning more, because it can drop a max of 5, and then you have to pick them up, or at least pick up a few, and then it can start spawning more. So essentially you have an infinite economy of arc stars. I don't know who would want that, but you might want that. But if you don't want that, then you can revive allies to 50 HP. Unfortunately, they have locked the special Watson revive animation that we have all known and loved for so long behind this. So now Watson revives like every other legend. But, I mean, at least with this perk, you get the cool revive animation again. Now, this is where it gets tricky. A lot of people don't understand, but you can place up to 2 pylons with half shield regen capacity and use ultimate accelerants twice as fast. Sounds good, but in theory it's bad, because even when you pick this, you get to place 1 gen, but you have to wait the entire cooldown for the next gen. And essentially with this gen, you get half the shield that you normally get. So it is basically having a normal gen, and you have to have 2. You have to place both, which I think is just kind of silly compared to the other characters. Because with this one, this perk, I mean, it low-key seems like it's a no-brainer because you double the ultimate's HP and shield regen capacity, which, if I'm correct, the current regen shield capacity is 200 for a normal pylon. Now, if you do this, double the HP, I'm not sure what the HP is on the ultimate, but I'm pretty sure it's around 400, 500 now with this. And then the shield regen capacity being put to 400, I mean, this is just infinitely better. I mean, look at the Gen 2. This thing just reeks of power. Moving on to Rampart. You either have carry extra ammo per stack or reduce ultimate cooldown by 30 seconds. Not 60. Now this is preference. Doesn't really matter. I personally would choose this if I'm playing Rampart in comp because I want more ammo. But you can always choose the minigun cooldown. And then this one's pretty obvious as well. Improve mobile shield handling and spin up time by 20%. It's alright. It's not bad, but reload faster with Sheila or when behind amped cover. This is where it gets crazy. This is normal reload speed, no purple stock. Alright, normal fire rate. Reload. Done. This is behind the wall. See, you'll be able to tell when you have the amp because you'll be close enough to the wall. You get blue. This is only for Rampart, by the way. Your screen turns blue. Look at that reload speed. That reload speed is lethal. And this applies for every gun, by the way. Every gun. I mean, just look at the Eva. It's instant. Even worse with Sheila as well. And just look at this reload time. It's amazing. I'd definitely say this is the best purple perk that you can choose for Rampart. Moving on to the final character, Catalyst.
I'm back, fresh from a nap.
Catalyst also, like Horizon and Seer, was hit hard. Well, not really Seer, but just Horizon was hit hard by the nerfs this season and now is really bad. Really, really bad. So we need to use all her perks to get her back to her previous state. The wall's not bad, but I mean, just look how fast this thing falls. There we go. Wall's already fallen down. Now with her blue, this is definitely a no-brainer. Increase max number of spikes by 1, so it goes back to her old value of 3 compared to 2, or increase spike throw range by 40%. This is terrible. Don't ever choose this. You don't need to throw it further. You want more. Having more is the better. I mean, look how far you can throw them already. What more do you need? You get it out there pretty far. And then now this is where it gets tricky. You can either have increased ultimate lifetime by 5 seconds, so it goes from 15 to 20 seconds, or you can choose increase ultimate length by 15 meters. So it can either be longer, or it can last longer, or it can be wider. I definitely say, in a competitive standpoint, lasting longer would be better, but having a wider wall for rotation might not be bad as well. So I think this is preference, because I don't really think it matters that much on how it is.
That was a nice communion with the
Let's see the 15 meter upgrade. I mean, that's not bad. It's actually really, really good. But the only problem is the wall ends up dying out pretty fast, especially with no gold helmet. Yeah. That goes out pretty quick.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm back. Don't ask questions.
And going back to the lifetime,
Fresh from a nap.
same
Got
length.
you up.
The length isn't bad. I think the length is fine. It's a good distance, cuts off a lot of LOS. This definitely feels more natural to have, while lasting for way longer. You definitely get way more value out of this. So I'd low-key say that getting the lifetime is the best option. Other than that, that is all the legends and all the different perks they have. If you did enjoy this video or you thought that I did a good job, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to see it. This is my first ever video going deep dives into the perk system. I can do more of these videos if people actually enjoy it. But yeah, just let me know with your feedback down in the comments below. Other than that, that will be it for this video. I will see you guys next time.